little while ago, I made a video on Xanderhal. That video did really well for some reason. I think it was like shedding kiwi farms or something. This isn't me trying to get those views again, I promise. I think that video was bad, the points weren't represented, and well, the editing was just awful. If this video does well, great, but this is mainly for my own sanity because I honestly hate that video. Although, Xanderhal has fucked up since then, so this isn't just gonna rack up the points from that video. Also, Flamenco and Cup same mode commenters, which was pretty cool. So yeah, think of this as Nobody Likes Xanderhal round 2, because currently, nobody likes Xanderhal, and, you know, it's not even hyperbole this time. Also, if you come to dislike, then click off like people did last time, the analytics don't lie. Please just consider hearing me out first.
That is good. This is a win.
Firstly, I want to make it abundantly clear, I'm absolutely not going to make this video political. This isn't meant to be a criticism of Xanderhal's political ideologies, but rather just a criticism of his actions and some of his, you know, kind of shitty takes. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to say I consider myself center-left, but to be honest, I really could not give less of a shit about your political views. Xanderhal, on the other hand, does, regularly judging people by who they vote for, rather than their character. As he puts it, there's not enough leftist representation in the online drama community. You know, despite the fact that's just a lie, it's completely beside the point. Xanderhal's acting as if Big Scary Keemstar is going to radicalize everyone to become a Nazi, but I mean, to be fair, if you're dumb enough to take Keemstar seriously, you're a bit of a lost cause. But then again, you have to remember we're talking about Xanderhal, the man who completely unironically claimed he was radicalized to the far right by edgelord in the CB2T group. Now, so far, I haven't really introduced Xanderhal properly, so I'll let him do it himself.
Yeah. Go ahead and introduce yourself to my audience, because some of them don't know who you are. Some of them do, but some of them don't.
Okay, yeah, my name's Xanderhal. I stream on YouTube and Twitch, and I upload videos to YouTube. I've been doing this for about a year now, experienced some pretty good growth, I'd say. I'm pretty thankful I can do this as a job. And I talk mostly about political topics. I generally don't get into, like, YouTube drama unless you count, like, calling out a particular YouTuber for promoting some political ideology as, like, drama baiting. But I mostly just do, like, overtly political topics, not so much, like, YouTube fighting stuff. So it's probably something different. But yeah, that's what I do.
During a debate with VorgRC and Boblack, Xanderhal introduced himself by saying he doesn't bother too much with YouTube drama and mainly focuses on politics. Well, that's how his channel started out, with uploads like Are Black Lives Matter the Real Racist, which thankfully is clickbait, but I mean, certainly interesting clickbait. But Xanderhal's content evolved, evolved, insinuated, got better. As Xanderhal's channel grew, he started focusing more on in-that drama, but don't worry guys, only if it has political significance. In this debate, Xanderhal starts off by making the claim that due to how the YouTube algorithm suggests videos with similar keywords and topics, Boblax and Augie indirectly promote misogyny. It's a bit more complicated than that, but that's sort of what it boils down to. Essentially, Xanderhal blames the infamous alt-right pipeline, we'll get to that video in a second, for making someone watching Boblax reading a Linny tweet to then watch a video calling a Linny, like, a thought 20 times, and eventually said person becomes a neo-Nazi. Naturally. In another debate, Xanderhal also said he thought the Invader V situation was a nothing burger. Now, while I do think it was slightly brought out of proportion, in my opinion, it definitely wasn't a nothing burger. If you need a reminder, this is Invader V. She went on stream and complained that the people watching her content were bad if they weren't subscribed, demonizing people who may be struggling to find work in a pandemic, or even just having to work lower-wage jobs. Yeah, this is the woman who said if you don't have $5, you don't have time to watch Twitch, and you should be working. And yeah, the irony that what she considers work, being sitting on her ass all day and forming parasocial relationships, seemingly is lost on her. Naturally, she got backlash, and deservedly so, but Xanderhal would say people criticized her because she's a girl, because as we all know, women cannot do anything bad, and if you criticize them, you are sexist. Xanderhal acts like a little bit of a white knight towards female streamers. That sounded insulting as fuck, and I'm sorry. But Xanderhal seemingly boils down criticism towards female streamers as you don't like them because they're women. Now, you know me, women respect number one, but I don't really agree with him. This gets a bit worse when he makes a video titled Turkey Tom is completely wrong about streamers stealing content. Now, as the number one Turkey Tom stan, I'm inclined to side with Tom, especially when the video in question, where he is completely wrong, is a video criticizing people like Pokimane and other streamers for breaking fair use policies, as when they react to YouTube videos on stream, they just do this. It gets worse when you find the unedited VODs of the streamers have of them watching videos that sometimes even have more views than the original video. So let's take a look at his arguments for Pokimane doing this.
Somebody contacted me a while back telling me that Turkey Tom was a Nazi.
Okay, off to a great start. That is legitimately how the video starts. He implies Turkey Tom might be a Nazi. Amazing. But yeah, let's take a look at why Xanderhal thinks doing this is acceptable. While he does this, you know, it's all starting to come together.
If they're just like, if the reason why people like React content is because they form a parasocial relationship with another figure, and they're excited about a thing, and they want to see the reaction of somebody they have a parasocial relationship reacting to it.
Yes, you did hear that right. Xanderhal's excuse for streamers reacting to clips and transformatively is the viewer forms a parasocial relationship.
As long as they are giving some kind of reaction and they're not just like sitting there staring blankly like it's a re-upload of the original video, I think it's fine. I do think reacting to content is transformative.
Xanderhal also defends Jinx by saying he gives exposure to the original. Yes, Xanderhal unironically used the exposure argument for fucking Jinx.
But if we're being honest, from a consequentialist perspective, ironically, Jinx probably brought a lot of publicity to the channels that he was reacting to.
I'm just done at this point. But anyways, Xanderhal made a video in December 2019, which has my favourite thumbnail of all time in it, by the way. Why is he in a sewer? In the video, Xanderhal talks about how he's radicalized to the alt-right. He talks about how he started watching all those epic-based anti-SGW channels, which caused his mum to accuse him of hating women. I know the pain, we've all been there. That eventually caused him to be more open to Nazis on 2b2t. I actually waited 7 hours in the 2b2t queue, and when I got in, asked if there were any Nazis online. The footage didn't save properly, but somebody said they were communists, so believe that if you will. Yeah, I don't have really too much to say about this video. It just kind of makes me feel bad for Xander, although the Nazis do kind of just sound like edgelords. Obviously, I can't know for sure, but I just find the concept of someone they were radicalized to the alt-right by a Minecraft server really funny. But as I said earlier, Xanderhal focuses on politics while covering drama. That's absolutely fine. His audience likes it. That's his content, whatever. It gets slightly interesting, though, when he's talking to her about other YouTubers and tries to relate everything back to politics. Take this clip, which I did show in my first video, I feel is still relevant.
Leftists need to infiltrate the YouTube drama community. The YouTube drama community is, at best, marginally center-left-leaning, and at worst, full-on, reactionary alt-right, like with Keemstar. There is not any leftist representation in the YouTube drama sphere, and I plan on getting into that quite hard. When there is YouTube drama happening, non-political YouTube drama happening, I'm going to worm my way into that shit, and I'm going to give my takes on it. I'm going to try to build myself into that community. I'm going to be building bridges with other non-political YouTubers. You've seen me trying to do it with, I've done it with JXC, I'd say. I'm trying to do it with Long Beach Griffey. I'm going to be doing it with other non-political YouTubers. That is good. This is a win. I will do everything in my power when I am large enough to try to get him on my channel for a talk.
Why does he have his arm outstretched like that? What's he doing? Xanderhal explicitly states he's building bridges with non-political figures and is attempting to worm his way into the commentary community. And based on his beliefs when it comes to politics, it's very likely he intends to get these non-political YouTubers, like some ordinary gamers, to start taking political stances in their videos. Politics divide people, that's how democracy works, which is why I try and touch on my beliefs as little as possible. Despite the fact that statement, there is not any leftist representation in the YouTube drama sphere is just a straight up lie. If it doesn't affect content, which I can tell you it doesn't, there doesn't need to be leftist representation. Even when the people explicitly say they don't think everything needs to be politicized, Xanderhal goes to extremes and, you know, naturally starts talking about slavery. I fucking kid you not. It's also a bit worse, seeing as though, like, slavery is more of a human rights issue, but I won't get into that.
He said something that I wanted to react to here because I think that it's completely stupid. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and make the wild assumption here that this guy leans a little bit left politically, which is fine, right? I don't understand, like, why people get so worked up and hateful over political ideologies. Like, at the end of the day, your personal beliefs on things really oftentimes aren't that big of a deal, to be honest. Like, they...
Okay. Whew. All right, this is a interesting take here. So, all right, hold on. I gotta internalize this argument really quickly. So no, your political beliefs do matter. Let's say, for example, you're watching a YouTuber, let's say a gaming YouTuber. You really enjoy this gaming YouTuber, you watch him a lot, and you find out that he likes slavery.
The clip comes from Xanderhal's response to an Optimus video, where an Optimus basically says what I've been saying, which is that, you know, not everything needs to be politicized, especially random internet drama. He also tries to excuse basically forcing his political beliefs on other people in this video. I get trying to have people share your beliefs, but it does genuinely sound like he's trying to force his political beliefs on other people.
It is beneficial for me to try to convince large content creators that don't really get into politics to agree with me through my content, through having conversations with them, and through giving my takes on topics that they are discussing at the time. That's how you win as a political activist.
He also tries to turn Johnny Depp being abused by his wife political by talking about feminism, which I don't know, I think the way he put it is just a bit of a reach.
You know, I kinda like the idea of eugenics.
There's also the infamous "we ratio cups are in the name of Etiquette" tweet. I don't like Keemstar. People accused me of that in the last video, but I want to make it clear I think he's a fucking awful person. But blaming Keemstar for Etiquette suicide is scummy as shit, especially when you're doing it to try and get Twitter likes. Also, since this video and the last, Xander has blocked me on Twitter, so I... Just play the clip.
You fool! I have 70 alternative accounts!
You might be wondering about the recent fuck-ups I mentioned in the intro. So far, I've really only been mentioning slightly older stuff to give you a sense of Xanderhal's beliefs. Well, recently he did a stream, in the normal behavior for Xanderhal, unsuspectingly titled Short Drama Stream, and you know, it wasn't received that well, gathering a staggering 49% likes-dislike ratio, which, well, you know, normal for me. You guys really didn't like that Turkey Tom video. It's pretty unnatural for our good friend Alexander. Funnily enough, the last time he had a video that bad was also a Turkey Tom video. I think just don't talk about Turkey Tom. But what warranted less than 50% likes-dislike ratio? Well, recently a nearly 600 subscribed YouTuber by the names No Offense has been not too pleased with Xanderhal lately. Noah is trans, and noticed Xanderhal's tendency to defend trans people as a cis man. Now, obviously there's nothing wrong with that, but it's that Xanderhal tries to speak for trans people. This gets a bit dodgier when Noah was openly criticizing Xanderhal on Twitter, notably this tweet where Noah says, "When somebody comes out as trans, the weirdest fucking thing you could do is be happy that you somehow guessed it." The tweet Noah's quoting is now deleted, but it's a lot funnier when the next tweet from Noah is, "Xanderhal blocked you." Now, while saying he can't block people would be very hypocritical on my part, when a trans person calls you out for being weird towards trans people, blocking them really does not show a willingness to take trans people's opinions into account. Take a shot every time I say trans, you'll fucking die. Now, all of this isn't actually really too bad, but it gets worse when you take a look at Short Drama Stream. Also, he uses the term Wugsgold a lot. Believe it or not, I don't tune into the daily xanderhal streams, so I'm not sure if it's a new thing. I mean, I guess it's better than calling all of your detractors nuts. Oh, wait, no. Oh no, he still does that. The funny thing is, a quick Google search will tell you woke scold is a person who is woke and scolds up to a nut. Which is kind of just what xanderhal does, but I digress. The stream is just a bit of a train wreck, to put it lightly, especially, you know, it's especially bad when your own chat is saying you sound condescending. Xanderhal acts like he's a savior of trans people, whether he wants to admit it or not, which he won't, because that's extremely egotistical. He does think like that. When a literal trans person is telling you, maybe you shouldn't speak for trans people, I'd suggest taking that advice. But instead, he decides to ban Noah and accuses him of trying to pander to Nazis.
Not to you, no offense. You've been extremely dishonest on Twitter. You're getting banned after this. I've seen what you've been saying. Also, I want to point out, I saw a couple of people, I believe No Offense was one of them, on Twitter who was asking people for links to clips or a bunch of clips of me clipped out of context so that they could put together a compilation of clip chimped things, like the worst things I've said, to put together like a clip chimped thing. You'll notice that this has been done. You'll notice that's been done to Vosh. If you've ever seen a Nazi talking about Vosh, you'll notice they send around the same clip chimped out of context video that was put together by lefties on Twitter. Every Nazi gets it. Basically, if you end up making that video, Noah, you can expect every Nazi on Twitter that doesn't like me to be using that video that you put together to try to make me look bad and spread misinformation. So I'd prefer if you didn't do that, but that's exactly what happened with Vosh, so yeah.
No offense attempting to pander to Nazis. If you're familiar with Noah's channel, which I don't think my audience are, Noah makes content like this. Reacting to trans memes. I found straight TikTok, gay reacts straight TikTok, and I got called a lesbian at Pride, FTM trans.
Seen a Nazi talking about Vosh, you'll notice they send around the same clip chimped out of context video.
Now, to be fair to xanderhal, he's talking about Noah's tweet where he asked for clips of xanderhal's brain dead takes. xanderhal assumes these clips are going to be taken out of context to make him look bad, and I can see where he's coming from. Why is xanderhal being humanized? I find it funny that when xanderhal does something to do with trans people, which trans people find shitty, he deflects as if he knows better. Explain to me how he doesn't think he's the savior of trans people. Sorry, I know there's a bit of a woke score in that paragraph, but just bear with me. I like when Noah asked where he's being disingenuous, and Xander replied, "Nice try, don't try and derail me." Just thought I'd point that out. I think Noah's making a video, so I'll probably link it when it comes out, or if this video comes out after it. The comments on that video say things like xanderhal was deleting comments, but that could be likely the fucking YouTube censor that auto-deletes comments. That happens sometimes when you dare criticize a YouTube video, so it's unfair to say xanderhal is deleting them because he's likely not. I just want to get that out of the way. I don't like defending xanderhal.
Xanderhal, you should have started an OnlyFans instead of a YouTube channel.
I will donate like $1,000 to this guy to not do an OnlyFans.
The funny thing is, this isn't even the first time Xander has, I guess, been called out for offending a minority group. xanderhal being ableist for 8 minutes and Xanderhal stop using the article are two videos, the latter coming from someone with ADHD, and the former just being a compilation, detail Xanderhal's ableist tendencies. I really like the Xanderhal moment where he implies disabled people have soup for brains. No, that's I love that. Now, before I end the video, I wanted to go over some of the common comments and criticisms my previous video got. I'll try and make it quick. Again, I think that video is dog shit, But, I mean, so some of the replies, so let's just have a look. Firstly, I just want to talk about the ever hilarious comment, I like Xanderhal, which 100% disproves my very clearly hyperbolic title. I like Xanderhal, you got an incel face, Anthony. Thanks for sharing, Carl. Then we move on to the prominent figures in that god-awful comment section who just didn't give up. One of which being Kelly Miller, who was quite relentless, the first comment being, I like Xanderhal, I don't like 100% Andes who make bad videos giving non-reasons why I shouldn't like someone I watch. 120, what the fuck was that? What did I just listen to? You bloviating about a non-point? K, I'm just gonna watch that and he doesn't talk to me like I'm stupid. That's actually really hard to read. Firstly, I'm not saying you can't watch Xanderhal. Unlike some people I talk about, I don't even think he's really malicious. I just think he's just kind of stupid. Secondly, fair enough, that point was poorly made when Xanderhal says he's gonna try and worm his way into the drama community when there's non-political drama. I meant he's clearly cemented himself as a non-political figure and really struggles with not turning things political. Then we have Man, who claimed I was taking things out of context what I said just because the quartering censored himself to avoid demonetization doesn't mean he's a grifter. I still kind of agree with that, but I don't like the quartering and think he's kind of scummy, which I probably should have made clear in the first video. Also, to everyone who wrote essays in the comments, I thank you, but I'm not gonna read them out here. Also, Flamenco Flamenco's really cool, I appreciate that. So yeah, if you did enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate if you would consider subscribing. I know you hear it everywhere, so do I, but apparently only 3.5% of people watching are actually subscribed, so yeah, please consider making that statistic higher. Although I do really want to say thank you for 300 subs, since we literally only hit 200 in December, which is just really fucking insane. Also, if this video does as well as the last one, it's likely to get dislike bombed, so if again you did enjoy the video, please consider leaving a like. If I've gotten anything wrong, please let me know in the comments, and if you have any criticisms of me or this video, I'd honestly love to hear it in the comments or the criticism channel on my Discord server. And, you know, if you just want to tell me to kill myself, feel free, it only helps the engagement. Consider following me on Twitter and joining my Discord server if you want to. That being said, I'll see you next time.